Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of LEGO Star Wars Fleet Building 101. Now, I know in last video I said that I'd probably make a tutorial on the MC-75 and the Victory class Star Destroyer, but I decided I'd focus on some smaller ships first. So here we have our support category. So on the right, we have, for the Imperials, the Raider class Corvette, first appearing in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and the Arquitens class light cruiser. And then on the left, for the Rebel Alliance, we have the Corellian Corvette, also known as the Rebel Blockade Runner, and the Nebulon-B Frigate. So without further ado, let's get on to the builds. So first up, for the Imperials, we have the Raider class Corvette, and like I mentioned before, it first appeared in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, on the top here, we've got a gray, or dark bluish gray, 1x2 tile for the cockpit area. And then on the sides, we have some black 1x2 tiles over here to represent the black wings that it has. And then at the back, there's a blue stud to represent the ion thrust engines. Now here is the Corellian Corvette. Now it is not my favorite build, especially because of because it's a light bluish gray piece instead of a preferred white piece. But I don't have any of those colors, and I don't think LEGO makes any of those colors. But to represent the hammerhead design up at the cockpit, there's the handlebar piece, like this, up front, with some two studs, white studs, with holes in the middle. Now, I did have a larger design, however, it was too big and it wouldn't fit in the scale with all of the other models that I had built so far, and it is still a little big, but I think it gets the job done. And then at the back, there's two orange studs to represent the multiple different engines that would normally be at the back. Now, if you want a very, very small design that I made a little while ago, here is my smaller version. As you can see, it is very, very small, just using 3 pieces, the modified brick with modified plate with the studs on the side up here, and then a red stud at the back and a white clip piece. I think it represents this model here, I think it represents the actual shape of the model better, but I think it's also a little too small compared with some of the other models, like my Raider Corvette. Although if you like this model, it's pretty good too. Oh, and as a reminder, all of these builds there will be a tutorial at the end. Now this is the Arquitens class light cruiser, first used by the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars, and then it was adopted by the Empire. So, at the back, you can see we have 3 ion engines, again, created with 3 blue studs. At the front, there is a bit of a separation down the middle to make it more accurate, because the real model, or the real ship, it's like a fork design in the front. And then to get the angled texture, I guess, I just put some stacked plates on the sides to make it more angular. And then for the bridge, I used one of the new gold bar pieces in gray, the ones that look like that. Now, just a reminder, all of these builds, there will be a tutorial at the end to show you how to make them, and the links for each separate build will be in the description, or the timestamp, sorry. But that's the Arquitens light cruiser. Oh, and also, I made a larger, more accurate version of the Arquitens in the Clone Wars style with the red markings. However, it was a little too large for the scale I was going for with my other builds, so I decided to use this model, but again, I preferred this one much more. It's just a little too big, so I'll also timestamp the instructions for this in the description too. Finally, we have the Nebulon-B Frigate for the Rebel Alliance. Now, as you can see, I used mostly Technic pieces at the front to make like the elongated, I guess, bridge area down here. Here's the command, I guess, module, which would be down at the bottom, is just using one of the Technic pins in black. Now, for the center, I just use one of the long Technic bars, and then for the fins, I guess, on the bottom, I just used a light bluish-gray clip piece. Now, if you want, you can add, like, a yellow stud to the back to give it, like, the engines, but I normally keep it bare. So, yeah, that is the Nebulon-B. Well, now that we're done showing you the models, without further ado, let's get into the tutorials. Alright guys, so that wraps it up for this video. Now, if you liked this sort of content, don't forget to tell me in the comments, and leave a like, share, and subscribe. Now, in the next video, comment on what you want me to do. I could do, like I said, I could do videos on some larger ships like the Victory Star Destroyer, or I could do some smaller ones. But, until next time, this has been your host, 8 Shepherd Studios. I'll see you next time.